we're going to do is we're going to take a moment and we're going to discuss the new concept of perimeter, right? Do you know the difference between a millimeter and a centimeter? How many meters is it from your house to your school? How big is a kilometer? And can we also compare that to a meter? All right, let's go on to the actual concept of the lesson today. All right, from last day, if you haven't done the work from last day, I'd suggest you go back and make sure you do section 2.1, the measurement comparison, i.e. looking at stuff that is different lengths and figuring out which unit we're going to use for them. Okay, now for this next problem here, I want you to match the sentences below with the descriptions on the right. Okay, so we got the width of a house on the front door, the length of walking strides, and the thickness of a paperclip, and the width of your smallest finger. So those things, I want you to try to figure out how they match with these things here. All right, so we got the millimeter. So for a millimeter, then we also have a centimeter is about the, and a meter is about the, and I need you to match it with the width of the front door, the length of 100 strides, the thickness of a paperclip. Let's go and do that now. So pause the video, try to match those things. Now that you've matched them, let's take a look at what our answer is. So I'm going to look at the width of a door. So the width of a door is, it's too big for a millimeter, too big for a centimeter, and too big. Oh, wait, this might be it. And a kilometer, no, it's not the width. It's not the width of the house front door. So it's this one. So a meter is about the width of your front door. So let's take a look at the thickness of a paperclip. So the thickness of a paperclip is, well, that thing's pretty small. So I think this one here, because we said that a long time, millimeter was our smallest measurement. Now, the width of your smallest finger. So I have a choice between a centimeter and a kilometer. Man, that'd be a massive finger, eh? Nope. We're going to put it here with centimeter. And then the length of about 1,000 strides is about 1 kilometer. Because as you step, you make about 1 meter strides as you walk. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next concept. So you remember that for our units, we had from last week, we talked about mm for millimeters. We talked about cm for centimeters. We talked about meters, and we talked about kilometers. We had this stuff organized in such a way so that we knew how to convert it. So I'm going to use blue to say when we're moving from these 3 different things, then we're going to go back this way, going up. So for centimeters to meters, we times by 10. And then from meters to centimeters, we also times by 10 because we're going from bigger to smaller. No, we times by 100 actually. And then from kilometers to meters, we times by 1,000. So this one for times 10, we move to the right. We move the decimal to the right one, this one here. And then from going from meters to centimeters, we move to the right 2. And then going from kilometers to meters, we move the decimal to the right 3 spaces. Now, that's it. Now, when we're going from millimeters to centimeters and the other one, we just have the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we have the opposite. So we divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000. And in this case, instead of moving right 3 for all of them, we're going from left 3, left 2, and left 1 for every decimal. So when we want to think about the references that we talked about before, let's quickly look at the different measures that I would use. So if I was looking at the length of my arm, if I had a choice between millimeter, centimeter, meter, and kilometer, which one of those would go here? We could choose meter or centimeter, couldn't we? Right? And for this one, for the width of your pencil, you only really have one of two choices. You only have two choices here. You could use centimeters or millimeters. It depends on how thick your pencil is. The distance between cities, we're talking kilometers. Now, if I was looking at the height of the house, I could measure my stuff either using centimeters, which is just ridiculously annoying. It takes a long time to do, or you could use meters. Okay? So just pause the video and write that down. Moving on.